Hi, I'm Phil Hall for What Digital Camera and welcome to our review of the new Canon EOS 5D Mark III. Okay, so we've got the Mark III here next to the Mark II, and sort of from a distance they look quite similar. It still sort of keeps to that EOS sort of design philosophy, but look a bit closer and there's quite a few changes. The pentaprism has changed quite a bit from the Mark II. It's much more rounded and sculpted and more in keeping with the EOS 1D series. But most of the changes are at the rear of the camera. If I just turn them around, you can see the Mark III now has a dedicated on-off switch just like it does on the 7D. There's also a dedicated live view video recording button as well. The screen's also improved. It's now 3.2 inches with a 3:2 aspect ratio, and the button layout has changed as well. So you've got a lot more controls along here for reviewing images. Other changes is the sensor. It still sticks around the 20 megapixel mark. So we've got 21.1 megapixels on the 5D Mark II, and it's only jumped up to 22.3 on the Mark III. So not a massive change, but the ISO range now goes to 25,600 compared to 6,400 on the Mark II. One of the other things that let the Mark II down was its fairly conservative AF system. It only had a 9-point arrangement. Here on the Mark III, it's now got a 61-point system, which is very sophisticated, very advanced, and it's got a host of setups for focus tracking as well. So it's a really clever system and virtually mirrors the one found on the new 1DX. With the 5D Mark III, the camera now has dual slots. So as well as compact flash, you've now got the option of shooting SD. And you've got a choice in the menu of where the images go. So you can shoot RAW on the compact flash, JPEG on the SD, or use it as an overflow or as your video card. The Canon 5D Mark III can shoot at 1080p video. And as well as having a mic input, it's now got a headphone input so you can monitor audio. You've got an AV8, HDMI 8, you've got a connection for a remote release and a flash sync socket as well. So the 6 frames per second that the Canon 5D Mark III is capable of is very good. It's really versatile and allows you to rattle off a load of shots to get the one you want. The 61-point AF system works very well. It's pretty precise at locking onto your target while using the joypad and command wheel at the rear to select your AF point. As the 5D Mark III sports a very similar resolution to the Mark II, there's no dramatic change in the size of prints you can expect to produce. The ISO range of the 5D Mark III is very impressive. Looking at results from 100 to 1600, results are very good, with image noise only starting to creep in at this higher ISO. Above that, and at 3200 to 12800, and image noise is becoming more apparent, but considering the sensitivity range you're shooting at, it's still very impressive. It has to be one of the best ISO performances we've seen from a DSLR to date. While the 5D Mark II was a very good camera, it was more suited to specific photographic tasks. The Mark III is a much more versatile proposition. This is thanks to a range of improvements over its predecessor. For a start, the AF system is much improved. The 61 AF points are a massive bonus over the 9 points on the Mark II, while it's a lot faster and more advanced for focus tracking. Overall performance has improved as well. You've got 6 frames a second, while the menu system and general handling make it a lot more enjoyable camera to use. Then there's the image quality. It stays the same sort of similar resolution, but the ISO performance and overall results are that much better than the Mark II. And then there's the build. The weather sealing and overall grip and weight all add up to make the 5D Mark III feel a quality piece of kit. That's why we've given it a score of 92% and a WDC Gold Award.